Hello guys, and welcome to another review on Optics Strike YouTube channel. As you can see, today we'll be reviewing a product from Vortex. This is the Strike Eagle 3-18 by 44. Probably many of you already know a lot about Vortex. They're one of the most progressing brands in the field of sport optics. They're producing everything in terms of optics, so rifle scopes, spotting scopes, binoculars, red dot sights, various accessories, mounts, you name it. They produce everything. And what's more important, they're doing it very, very good. So the Strike Eagle series, for quite a while I would say, the wide angle model, which was 1-6 by 24, was unaccompanied. Then Vortex released, I think in 2017, the 1-8 model, 1-8 by 24. And in 2018, they released the 4-24 by 50, and this one, which we have here, 3-18 by 44. These are probably one of the most affordable tactical rifle scopes on the market at this moment. Basically, with Strike Eagle, you get a rifle scope filled with great features, on which we will discuss more on in the continuation of this review. So, if we take a look at this one, it's around 340 millimeters long, which is, as you can see, it's very short. It's very, it has a very sleek design. It's approximately 680 grams heavy. The construction, as you can see, it's also equipped with the bikini covers. As you can see, the design, as I mentioned, very sleek, very nice. The construction is purely metal. Rifle scope is made of metal construction. As you can see, it has no rubber parts, not on the diopter, on the magnification ring, so it's metal construction. Very nice, very robust. It has a nice black finish. The 30mm tube. The other objective diameter is 57.5, and the eyepiece diameter is 44 millimeters. I point this out because, as you all know, in 2019 there are a lot of clip-on devices which you can use on both objective of your rifle scope and on the eyepiece, and it's very important to find a suitable adapter. The rifle scope also has an adjustable parallax. The parallax is basically one of the favorite features on this rifle scope. It goes below 20 meters, as you can see, and of course up to infinity. With below 20 meters, it's very good. It's very usable for target shooting on close distances, in combination with the Reticle, which this rifle scope uses. More about the Reticle in the continuation of our review. The parallax doesn't feature numbers on the turret, except for the starting one, of course, the 20, and the mark for the infinity. I would say, as you all know, the numbers are not necessary on the parallax, because these numbers are never very exact. So if you put the 20, you're never actually at 20 meters. You could be a bit longer on a longer distance, and you could be a bit on a shorter distance. So they're never really accurate, and that's why Vortex decided not to put any numbers on the parallax turret. The parallax ratio is nicely, I would say, the proportion is nicely spread. It's not very, it's very nice to use, very easy to use. So the parallax is very good. The mount length, so the length from here to here, is approximately 160 millimeters. The primary field of use, of course, is tactical shooting on medium and long range. But with a useful parallax such as this one and a thin reticle, which this rifle scope uses, this rifle scope can even be used for target shooting on closer distances. and of course with 3 times magnification you can get quite close when shooting. We also have, I would say, quite a few customers which decided to buy this particular rifle scope for target shooting because of the reticle. Again, we'll talk more about the reticle in the continuation. The range of zoom is 3 to 18. The zoom factor is 6 times. Rifle scope features a 44mm lens. It's not very big, of course, not highly suitable for low light conditions. So basically I would say the daytime use is its primary objective. The field of view on the highest magnification is 1.9 meters approximately on 100 meters and 11.5 meters on 100 meters at the 3 times magnification, the lowest magnification. Rifle scope, so the field of view is decent. I know a few rifle scopes with the same zoom ratio, zoom range, which have better field of view. The apparent field of view is very good. Rifle scope also has a very decent eye relief of around 89 millimeters. When looking through the rifle scope, there is no tunnel effect present at any magnification. In regards to the optical quality, I would say this rifle scope will be very hard to compete with a price range of approximately 520 euros, I think. At this moment in 2019, there are not a lot of rifle scopes which are as good as this one. Rifle scope can withstand a recoil of even the heaviest calibers. It's tested, it's shockproof. It's also waterproof, it's filled with nitrogen, and of course supplied with a full lifetime Vortex warranty. The scope is made in China, as you can see here, the small label here. And that's it. As for the reticle in this rifle scope is a EBR4 MOA reticle. Reticle is placed in the second focal plane. Regarding the usefulness of the reticle, we talked about. You will have to take a look at some of the videos on how the reticle is actually thin. But I'll show you right here. As you can see, this manual is very thorough. You see in the center the reticle is very thin. It has, as you can see, it has a lot of holdover points, holdover marks. But in the reticle, in the center, it is very, very thin. So it's very, very useful. As you can see, as I mentioned, very many holdover lines, which are used to determine approximate ranges, windage corrections, moving targets, and so on. As you can see, the reticle manual includes all the information which you need to know about the reticle subtensions, which are marked here. This is for the 3 to 18 by 44 and for the 4 to 24 model. So you can see here how the ranging is explained in here. Also the elevation holdovers, as I mentioned, windage, moving targets, and basic windage corrections. The reticle manual is very thorough. You should read it before you try to work on anything with this rifle scope. If we get back on the rifle scope itself, so the illumination turret, as you can see, on the left side turret we have both the parallax wheel and the illumination turret, as you can see. The illumination has 11 settings. This is the maximum one. You can either go counterclockwise or clockwise, it doesn't matter, as long as you get to the desired position which you wish. The illumination is not usable for low light conditions, since in our opinion it's still very bright on the lowest setting, so on the setting 1, and it's also not daytime bright on the highest setting, so on the 11 times setting. I would say that the illumination is not one of the best features of this rifle scope. Again, additionally, you don't have, Vortex doesn't supply this rifle scope with a particular tool to remove to unscrew the turret cap. It's supplied with a classic CR 2032 battery. So you basically have to use a coin. I myself, I am using just my fingers here because I've unscrewed the cap already. So you basically okay, you see the battery inside. So you basically require the coin, or I don't know. I generally use the aim point tool because it's very useful, very nice to use. But you can use anything, actually anything which goes into this notch here. The reticle is illuminated in the shape of letter T, as you can see here. So this part here, all the substantions. So this part here is illuminated in the shape of a letter T. Also, the illumination has no auto turn off function. If we get to the turrets, as you can see, rifle scope features exposed tactical turrets. They are of a counterclockwise type and of multi-turn. You can see that they also have the turn indicator, which is a nice line and number drawn turn indicator. Well, according to the indicator, I don't know if you can see it very good. Okay, like this. According to the indicator, it should have 7 turns, but I don't know if you can see it very well. It should have 7 turns, but you can go even way beyond this. So I would say anywhere between 9 and 10 turns is the actual actual matter regarding the number of turns. Again, turrets have no locking function, which is perhaps one of the lacklusters of this rifle scope, because some rifle scopes in this price class already have it, like some primary arms rifle scopes. I think that ones are even cheaper than this one, and they already have a locking function. So perhaps this is one of the things we're missing with this scope. But nonetheless, the click value is quarter MOA. The total adjustment is 120 MOA of elevation and windage. That's very, very much. You have an option of a very large correlation for elevation and windage adjustment. Travel per rotation is 12 MOA. You can reset the turret using the Allen key, this one. You just put it into this screw and unscrew the turret, and that's it. And you can set it back to 0 again. Mechanical features are very nice. The turrets are overly very audible, as you can hear, both of them. The click feel is very crisp. It's very nice to use. And what I like very much is that there is no diversity when manipulating the turrets between the two. So there is basically 0 diversity. It's very nice, very good. Okay, I think we covered most features. But if we get to the pros and cons, and if we say something about the pluses of this rifle scope, we like the fully metal construction. As you can see, no rubber parts on the rifle scope, very robust, very rugged. The adjustable parallax, we've spoke a lot about the parallax. It's very nice, one of the top features on this rifle scope. Of course, the proportion of the parallax wheel, parallax range is set very nicely. Scope also includes, I like them very much, very nice bikini covers, which are very useful. They look like classic ones, but they serve their purpose very nicely. They are very nice, very good to use. The rifle scope also has a lot of elevation and windage adjustment, as we mentioned, 120 MOA. That's very, very much adjustment. The usefulness of the reticle, reticle is very thin in the center, very usable for target shooting on shorter distances. Some people use it for hunting, but of course the primary style is a tactical shooting. The scope also includes a sunshade. This is a plus because when you're having problems with the sunshade is very useful, and this rifle scope is supplied with it, because not all of rifle scopes not all rifle scopes from Vortex feature sunshades in the package. The minuses: illumination is not usable in daylight, and also not very suitable for low light conditions. Of course, rifle scope is not meant for low light conditions anyway, but nonetheless, if we explain everything from the objective point of view, they have no the turrets have no locking function. As I mentioned, primary arms rifle scopes in the lower price ranges already have this feature, so that's one of the lacklusters. Also, no tool is provided to unscrew the battery cap. Some tool should be provided, so you either have to use a coin or basically anything which goes into this notch. Okay, the rifle scope includes the sunshade, this one, the reticle manual, the overall product manual, the battery, lens cloth, and the Allen key, and of course the bikini covers, which I showed previously. In general, this is probably one of the best choices for a low-budget rifle scope, which offers some, we would say, very all-rounded features. So if you have any additional questions regarding this rifle scope, if you wish to know anything more specific, please write us an email, subscribe to our channel, leave a comment below. So, and we'll see you next time in the next one. Take care. Bye.